he's put in work to improve his play on defense as well.
Yeah, you know, Russell was known for his lack of defense there for a while, but he's been trying to improve that part of his game. It's a long road, but I tell you what, he is definitely taking steps.
And something this team wants from Russell, his ability, Clark, to close games out on offense.
Yeah, and that's something you grow into, Kevin. I mean, Russell is starting to develop that part of his game, but to create on his own, he knows how to do that now. It comes down to learning on the job as to when to do that and when not to.
Here's Akwebu. Oh!
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
Boy, and I used to love going up and jamming it down like that, guys.
Russell kicks to Towns. Back to Russell. Here's a Kogi, guarded by Robinson. Robinson with the block. And it's Russell missing.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Randall finds Robinson. New York moving it around. Here's Akwebu. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Here's a Kogi. Pass to Towns. To the middle. Here's Prince. It's deflected, and that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. 6 to shoot. Here's a Kogi.
And you know what, call it great defense or poor offense. Either way, they're limiting their scoring.
Bottom line is, they're ahead on the scoreboard, and that's all that matters.
Here's Akwebu. New York, no good that time either. Timberwolves trail by 9. Here's a Kogi. Russell with a wide open look. Knocks down the 3-ball.
You know, of all the things Kogi does well, his passing tends to get overshadowed at times. I mean, easy to see how creative he is on this feed.
Here's Akwebu. And right away, they match it with a 3-pointer of their own. The bodyguards got 9.
Yeah, this looks like a pregame shoot-around with all the threes they're allowing.
And it's Towns missing. And here are the Knicks. They're on a 15-6 run. A 3-ball. Minnesota with the rebound. And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played. Russell looking it over. Pass to Towns. Here's a Kogi. Edwards passes to Russell. Got a hand on it. Prince against King. Fires from deep. Count that as his 4th basket of the night. Just 7 shots to get there. And now we'll get a perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Knicks.
Great hustle defensively through the first half, contesting everything and racking up the block shots.
Something else they've done right so far from the get-go tonight is run. I mean, so much of their offense has come off the fast break.
They grabbed their own miss.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark. Timberwolves trail by 12. Edwards with it. He's picked up by Walker. Edwards dishes to Russell. Trains the 3-pointer. Russell's got a couple of threes now in the first of the Timberwolves.
And, you know, this has become a real weapon for Russell now, and it's because he's worked hard on this shot.
The 3. And no good. And Minnesota now the other way. Here's a Kogi. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. The feed to Towns. Shoots over Walker. And it's Towns missing.
You know, he looks a little off-kilter to me this quarter. Still trying to find his rhythm.
King powered down with both hands.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Tell you what, forget about easing into the game. They came out with guns blazing.
Walker with a clean look. Drills the three-pointer.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
You're exactly right. I mean, everything seems to be dropping. Impressive scoring here.
Here's Towns. Robinson with the block.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
And Walker kicks to Robinson. Here's King. And that's good. Robinson picking up the assists. 11 points for the Bulldozer.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
It's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots.
No issues on that one. Good work all around.
New York calls timeout.
Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Naz Reid, he's checked in for Karl Anthony Towns. Vanderbilt comes in for Torian Prince. Beasley's checked in for Josh Okogie. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Edwards. And a new group in for the Knicks. Nerlens Noel checks in for Julius Randle. R.J. Barrett comes in for the bodyguard. Fournier's checked in for King. And it's Rose in for Walker.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
They sure are. I mean, they've done a terrific job carving out space under the basket and then pursuing the ball. You know, it's one thing to box out, but you've got to pursue the ball if you're going to get rebounds. And they look strong here in the early going.
King's checked in for the Knicks. Reed kicks to Beverly. 6 on the shot clock. There's Russell with the 3, and another 3 for Minnesota.
And he's clearly led the way offensively. The question is, can they ride him and get back into it?
And King here with that.
Oh, my goodness. What's up?
Excellent all-around performance so far, hence the big lead.
Yeah, you know, they've had the advantage at both ends. They've got all the momentum early on.
Here's Beasley, and oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. And although he's a little undersized as a shooting guard, Beasley is still a great rebounder.
Yeah, and can regularly hit double-digit totals in that area. Very quick to the ball, always nice. To have a great rebounding guard.
And Beasley drops both of them. Here we are, Clark, at the midway point of the season. Lots of guys banged up. Is it hard to decide for a player when to play through an injury and when to sit?
Yeah, you know, so many factors to consider there, Kevin. I mean, is the injury going to get worse by you trying to play? Is it a matter of pain tolerance and you won't do any additional damage? So that's the delicate dance you're trying to figure out when you're considering playing while not being 100%. The biggest one to me is obviously, is it a long-term impact if you continue to play? Russell does a good job taking whatever the defense avails. He doesn't need to look for other options if he's got a good look.
Here's King. And the Knicks hit again from deep.
Defensively, they've been a step slow here to start.
Giving up too many open shots. I mean, that's what's happening here. They look to me to be a bit sluggish.
Poked away. Now the fast break. King with the ball.
Oh, that was worth the price of admission.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
Here's Russell. The Knicks pull it in. They are coming off that win against Atlanta.
And guys, they walked into the arena with a certain kind of swagger, and we really saw it play out on the offensive end.
And, you know, confidence is key there. They seem to play with a ton of it, especially on the offensive end.
Shot clock at 5. Barrett wide open. He fires. And the Knicks hit again from deep.
Yeah, they built up this lead 3 points at a time.
And I like the strategy. It's a great strategy. Bury those threes early, and it'll open up the inside for them later on.
Beasley for 3. Buries the long-range jumper. Beasley's got 5.
Well, that's Beasley's shot right there. He loves to rise and fire and knock them down from behind the arc.
Right side Rose. Back to King. Beasley comes with the double team. Rose passes to King. Barrett for 3. And again, New York with the triple.
They've given up a lot of three-pointers here today.
And their defensive rotations have been non-existent.
The pass to Vanderbilt. He kicks to Beasley. And another 3 for Minnesota.
The wheel come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
And Rose wide open. He shoots. And again, New York with the triple.
Their third three-pointer in a row.
Adjustment time for these guys. The defense has to make some adjustment here.
Russell against King. Now, here is Russell. Over Robinson. And he was able to put it up in time. But doesn't fall. And so it's the New York Knicks with a 21-point lead to end the quarter. The three-point shooting has come fast and furious to the tune of what has become a big-time blowout in progress. And we'll be right back after this. And Coach Tom Thibodeau has made his mark with this scrappy New York Knicks team. All-star Julius Randle talked about Thibodeau's leadership.
He has us all bought in. You can't really ask for more than that.
Right, we see it every game. They certainly play hard for him.
And getting that level of buy-in that Randall describes, where players are ready to run through a wall for you, says a lot about Thibs' ability to galvanize that locker room.
And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And a comfortable margin for the Knicks here, guys.
They came in on a mission, razor-sharp offense in that first period.
Yeah, I agree. That was a flawless offensive performance so far. I mean, the shots have been falling. They're making good decisions. That's a nice recipe there.
Easily on the wing along with Edwards. Then it's Patrick Beverley. Then there's Towns, and it's Okogie in a power forward. So that's the lineup for Minnesota.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws.
For New York, they have made their only other free throw attempt today in an earlier trip to the line.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
those are good numbers for any team. I mean, they can feel extremely good about their free throw shooting percentage this season.
Pass to Beasley. Out to Edwards. Towns trying to get open. That's good from Edwards on the assist by Beasley. Edwards got himself on the board with 3 there. Into the... Oh!
Oh! That is not possible. What we just... is that possible?
I think it is, Greg. Not probable, but like possible, like you said.
He's one of the few players in the NBA who can pull something like that off.
Towns for 3. Now just 1 for 7 with that miss. Tough night so far.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
Yeah, there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Here's Towns. It's rebounded by New York.
Yet that's another miss for him. They're behind in this game largely because he shot so poorly.
Passes to Akwebu. Shoots over Towns, and it's good off the back rim and in. 19 points for the bodyguard.
Talk about execution on the offensive end. They're leaving nothing on the table right now.
Yep, they're starting to stretch this lead out. Too much offense to keep pace with.
No one near Edwards as he lets it fly. Hits the three-point bomb. Edwards got 6 in the quarter.
And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter. And now you can see him getting into a rhythm. Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Towns kicks to Beasley. Good, and his assist goes to Towns. Towns has got 3 assists now in this one.
And how about the last 5 made shots have all been threes? The defense is just giving up a barrage.
Most teams get the message to cover shooters after 1 or 2 wide open looks at the three-point shot, but it seems like they have just not figured it out.
Outside, Towns. And the dunk by Towns.
Towns is especially dangerous when he's cutting to the rim like this. Really good mobility for a big guy.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. As NBA revenues climb into the tens of billions of dollars, teams have even more resources to compete. Staffs are growing with more coaches, trainers, and specialists, so general managers have more to manage than ever. Generally, the best organizations are those that effectively collaborate and communicate across the board. Kevin?
And DA, as we know, that's always been the case. Thank you.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Torian Prince, he's checked in for Josh Okogie. And then for New York, Toppin, he's checked in for Randall. Burks comes in for King. And Walker subbed in for Quickly.
And Towns, not known for his rim protection, but he's improved in that area recently, challenging and changing more shots.
Here's Akwebu, dives to the hoop. It's hauled in by Edwards. Shoots. And again, it's the Knicks missing.
Boy, he's got to be disappointed in the result there. I mean, the defender really didn't make any impact at all.
Oh, and the jam by Towns.
Towns with the creativity and explosiveness.
And with Towns, Greg, you knew he had the potential for rim defense, and it became a focus for him.
Yeah, and a lot of defense is putting in the effort. Credit Towns for improving in that area, and we'll see if he can take another step defensively.
Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Naz Reid, he's checked in for Karl Anthony Towns. And Vanderbilt subbed in for Edwards. Beasley, the pass to Prince. The jumper from the free throw line is good. Prince has got his first 2 points of the night.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
And Prince comes to help. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. Clark, you know, road teams accustomed to hostile crowds, but it can go too far. Players have been very vocal, saying, respect the game, and then respect us as human beings as well.
And, Kevin, I couldn't say it any better. It's that simple. It's not complicated. The right to say anything you want doesn't come with the purchase of a ticket. I think human dignity, common courtesy, and respect supersedes whatever feelings you might have about a particular team or player and overrides whatever price you paid for your ticket.
Here's Akwebu. Misses the three, and he used the pump fake well there, but he couldn't capitalize. Vanderbilt the pass to Beasley. To the paint, here's Beverly again with the block.
A defensive stalwart so far. That's 6 blocks.
Greg protecting the rim, love the hustle.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish.
Part of what makes him unique, guys, that combination of power and polish.
Minnesota making a switch. Russell's checked in. Then for the Knicks, Noel's checked in for Alec Burks. And R.J. Barrett subbed in for Evan Fournier. Russell passes to Vanderbilt. Back to Russell. Tipped away. To the inside. And there's a whistle. That goes on the bodyguard. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Picking up his second foul here, has to be careful because they can pile up quickly.
Here's Beasley. Oh, yes, he did. 5 up and 5 down for him so far.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
You know, nothing makes a coach happier than selflessness on the basketball court.
Here's Toppin. Whistle blows. Bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
First personal foul.
Yeah, exceptional play there to take the bump and still get it to fall.
I like to call that stick-to-itiveness, getting everything he possibly could out of that. Play.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
Not the best statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line. Very low numbers.
And it's really baffling. I don't know how he lost his touch at the line so dramatically, guys. I mean, and it happened quickly as well. He's nowhere close to what he shot from the line last season.
That one falls. Reeves got his first points of the game.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
Well, it was a slow start, but they've gone from simmer to medium heat, and they're bordering on hot to close this gap.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And Kemba Walker, traded to the Thunder this offseason, was subsequently bought out before joining the Knicks. Walker and the Knicks seem like a perfect fit. You just hope Walker can stay healthy at this stage of his career.
Stolen by Walker. Here's the bodyguard. 23 points in the game. And the call will be against R.J. Barrett. That is his first foul of the game.
He must have thought he was a jungle gym the way he was climbing all over his back. Easy call.
Yeah, that's a good one there, man. I tell you, I appreciate the effort. But he overdid it just a bit there. He needed to get called for the foul.
And you see the edge Barrett plays with, attacking the rim with bad intentions.
Russell passes to Reed. Kicks to Beasley for 3. Yes, once again, he remains perfect. 6 attempts and 6 hits.
Boy, he's really been dominant in this one. Unfortunately, he hasn't had much help.
Unloads. And it's off the back rim. No good. Minnesota's gone 4-7 on three-point shots in the second quarter. Inside, Russell passes to Reed. It's tipped, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Barrett. And it's never too early to start looking at our contenders for this year's dunk contest. There's no doubt it'll be a terrific showdown of some of the game's best athletes.
And it seems like each year the bar keeps getting set higher. I mean, more props, crazier concepts to the competition, the level of dunks. I think this is going to be a good one.
And you look at Edwards. He's definitely got a shot of making it to the top 4 slots this year. We'll just have to see if he ends up moving up.
Listen, I know this guy is hoping he gets the opportunity to be a part of it this year, and it would be a huge disappointment for him if he's not able to showcase some of those phenomenal dunking skills.
And so that's the breakdown as it currently stands. We'll be keeping you all updated with the latest info and, of course, our final list of contestants as we get closer.
Yeah, and if they don't invite me to be a judge, I'm still going.
Bangs home the trifecta. Barrett's got 5 points now this quarter.
And this is the game plan for him. He's a big part of their floor spacing.
And you know what? It's all about the long-distance game for him tonight. He's getting it done from out there. You know, even though it's a point-blank range shot, that's not an easy one, especially when the defense is that tight.
Shot's good by Walker.
And Walker always shot ready. This is why you can't lay off of him, especially when the ball's going towards him.
Russell passes to Reed. He dishes it to Beasley to stop the run, and that's good for 2. Beasley's got 20.
Yeah, he's owning them on the offensive end, but, you know, he can't do it by himself.
Driving to the basket. Noel finds Walker. Back to Noel. New York moving the ball around. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Barrett. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
That's his first personal foul.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
Definitely, that's one of the reasons they're in front right now.
Born in Toronto, Barrett joins a talented group of Canadians who have entered the NBA ranks.
Karl Anthony Towns checked in for the Timberwolves. Okogie comes in for Vanderbilt. Then for the Knicks, Robinson's checked in for Noel. Rando comes in for Toppin, and it's Rose in for Kemba Walker. Minnesota needs to get off a shot here. And so it's the New York Knicks having no problems at all. Up 29 points heading into the next quarter. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks a lot. Here with Tom Thibodeau. Coach, what has gone well for your team in the first half?
Started making plays, you know, play unselfishly, force the defense to shift, attack, get downhill, then make a play.
Your guys followed the instructions to the letter. Thanks, Coach. Back to you guys.
Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime.
And hello, everybody. What an amazing first half performance it's been for the New York Knicks.
Their control of the boards is a big reason for this lead. Seems like it might have been their game plan coming in. Send multiple guys to the rim when the shot goes up.
All right, guys, now let's take a look at the possible dunk contest participants. All these guys, high flyers. And that's it for the halftime show. Time to send you back to the game.
Shaq, stop doing the wave. Okay.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. Look at the bodyguard in this one. He's been everywhere.
Well, he left his mark on that first half with his quick hands. Great sense of timing to pile up the steals.
Well, I thought it was a great defensive performance for him so far. He's aware, he's alive, he's alert, quick to react to everything that's going on around him. Can't do it much better than that.
So with Rose on the bench, here's the 5 for Tom Thibodeau right now. Randall and Robinson make up the inside pair. King is out there with Kemba Walker. And it's Webu in at the small forward position.
Three-pointers are killing them at this point, and they haven't been able to respond at the other end.
You know, the only way that's going to turn around defensively is by stopping the outside shot, not getting into a shootout. They're not going to out-shoot out this team.
Edwards passes to Towns. And here's the break up the floor. Shot's good by Walker. Walker's got 10 points in the game.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yep, exactly. If there's any opportunity for early offense, you've got to push it and push it every time. Really nice job moving the ball around that time, picking apart that defense.
And King, here we go. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
You know, he should be getting extra attention from the defense, not less.
And taking a broader look here at the year-over-year scoring trend for Kemba Walker.
And maybe it's shocking, maybe not too shocking, but the scoring trend over the last few years has been going down a bit. I'm sure it's something he's well aware of, and we'll see if that continues to be the case.
Towns with the bucket.
The former second overall pick has really worked on his passing, and that was an outstanding find by Russell.
He's putting on a show for these fans.
I can't believe he pulled that one out in the course of an actual game.
Well, when you know it, you got to show it.
It's Prince on the wing. Down low, stolen by Robinson. To the paint, here's Randall, and Randall throws it down.
Boy, what a throwdown by the well-built 6'9" Julius Randle with power.
Pass to Towns. Here's Edwards. Good, and his assist goes to Towns. Towns has got his fourth assist with that last one here tonight.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve. The real come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
And it's Towns missing. New York's gone 2 of 2 from long range in the third quarter so far. Here's Walker, and there are the Knicks with another bucket.
From that in-between range, they've been the much better team.
Well, when you knock down jumpers like that, it opens everything else up as well.
That one goes in. Edwards got 11 points.
Well, the defense trying to throw Edwards off with some contact, but he smartly stays focused on his shot.
And Anthony Edwards, the top pick of 2020. Not the most polished player early on, but his ceiling is through the roof.
Walker against Russell. And there's the pass to Prince. Back to Russell. From downtown. Oh, drew the foul and almost hit the three-point bucket. And he'll go to the line to shoot three.
First team foul.
Guys, it's always good to see a young player start to mature in front of our eyes, and Russell has been that kind of guy. He's done a great job figuring out how to become a better leader.
So New York going with almost an entire new group here. Nerlens Noel checks in for Mitchell Robinson. Burks comes in for the bodyguard. Fournier's checked in for King. And quickly in for Walker. So many top picks come in ready to play, Greg. Edwards are part of a class that needed more time, though.
Yeah, the talent is clearly there. And don't forget the pandemic cutting the college careers of many of the 2020 draftees short. Edwards, though, has all the tools to be an incredible wing player.
Randall down low. Towns on him. Randall no good.
You know, the right thing there to try to fade away with the D all over him, but that is a difficult shot to sink.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Good evening, Kevin. Now, the NBA does get high marks for its diversity, but there is some frustration on that front. Look at head coaches and front office positions. All-star Karl Anthony Towns said, men of color deserve a chance to lead a team, run an organization, and make their mark. Not just with a jersey on, but with a suit on. Guys?
Thank you, David.
Well, he's a wrecking ball on offense. Randall, so good at finishing inside.
To the inside. Here's Towns. Good, and it's Russell picking up the assist. 14 points for Karl Anthony Towns.
A tough first half, but it's been a different story here since the break.
Randall outside. Lets it fly. Good. He hits the jump shot. Randall's got 8 points.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Well, I'm going to credit the screen. I mean, that's a good, strong pick he lays there.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Hey, you know a thing or two about being a floor general. It's no longer just a traditional guard role.
Not at all. Now there are point forwards, even point centers. And an offense doesn't have to run through the backcourt anymore. You look at guys like LeBron and Jokic, it's a different game.
Looking at who's out there now for the Timberwolves. Naz Reid, he's checked in for Towns. Vanderbilt comes in for Josh Okogie. And it's Malik Beasley in for Edwards. And he makes that one. Noel's got his first 2 points.
Boy, steady hands right there for Noel. You can try to knock this guy around, but at the end of the day, he's just got too much strength.
Outside, Russell. Here's Reed. Driving the lane. Beverly. That's tipped. It's Fournier on the wing. He's guarded by Russell. Beverly against Quickly for 3. Fournier. Good on the three-point shot. Fournier's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for New York.
Their defense has been outstanding, closing out on shots and blocking a few as well.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
Quickly kicks to Toppin. New York moving it around. And the call will be against Emmanuel Quickly. That's his first foul.
And that's miscue number 2 for them tonight. On the whole, they've been doing a great job of taking care of the basketball.
Yeah, there's a reason, Greg, they've held on to this lead. I mean, being very cautious and controlled with their passing and execution offensively.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Miller's checked in. Then for the Knicks, Barrett comes in for Burks. And it's Rose in for Quickly. Reed the pass to Beasley. They set the screen. Bucket is good. And now 24 points for Malik Beasley.
Sharp shooting there from Beasley. Normally we see him a lot deeper, but that time he chose to step inside the line.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Pass to Reed. He kicks it to Beverly. Miller outside. Passes it to Beverly. Shoots over Toppin. The shot. No good. Now the Knicks take it the other way. They've got the Pistons ahead of them in their next game in Detroit. That'll be game 2 of 4 straight on the road. Here's Vanderbilt. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Beasley outside. And there's the drive to the middle. Bank shot. No good. And it's Rose with the ball for the New York Knicks. It's Fournier on the wing. Rose scanning the floor. Drops in the layup for 2. Rose has got 5 now.
Well, decision making is something Rose is really good at, excellent at reading the defense and then exploiting the pick and roll.
Beverly against Rose. Now here's Beasley. Tight defense on him. Shoots over Fournier. The Timberwolves again can't hit. New York's gotten going here in the second half from outside, nailing 3 of 4 from the arc. Noel sets a screen for Rose. And slam dunk by Noel.
Boy, he's experienced at running screen and rolls, isn't he, guys? I mean, Rose is a pro at picking the defensive part in pick and roll situations.
On its way from Beasley for 2. Finds himself wide open and drills it. Beasley's got 6 here in this quarter.
And he can take over in a nanosecond. I mean, once he catches fire, it's difficult to squelch it.
Here's Rose. Makes it off the glass. He's got 7.
Those defenders just looked a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Beasley against Fournier. Fires from 18. And he hits the jumper for 2. Beasley's got 28 points for the game.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
Noel, a screen on Beverly, and he lobs it up toward the rim. Stolen by Reed. Here's Beasley. Nice D from Fournier.
You know, you don't always get that opportunity, so those are the ones you hate to miss.
And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. New York ahead, opening up a... And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Yeah, that's just a brilliant read of the defense. I mean, it was also excellent anticipation of the movement of his teammates before the pass. Just great harmony on all sides.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Darius Miller out there with Karl Anthony Towns. Then there's McDaniels. And it's Noel in at the 2 spot. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Pass to McLaughlin. And it's Miller in the corner. Sinks the 3-pointer. Miller's got his first 3 points of the game.
And guys, there are some you can give that shot to, but let's be clear, he's not one of them. Terrible job there by the D.
Lobbed up there for Robinson. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's going to be on Obi Toppin.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
2 shots.
First free throw is good. And Greg, you faced some exceptional point guards during your time in the league. But who was the toughest matchup for you when you played?
Oh, man. You know, John Stockton was always one of the most difficult, but in a weird way, not because I worried about him scoring on me. It was because I had to defend his ability to make people better, and that was always a challenge. And don't forget about the great Penny Hardaway. I mean, at 6'8", that was a nightmare to deal with. And my personal all-time favorite, Isaiah Thomas, who was as good as anybody's ever been at that lead guard position.
And the pass to McDaniels, and he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time, the whistle blowing. And the foul goes against New York.
And McDaniels, a bit of a project, but physically, he can do it all.
Greg, I think he's got a chance to be an outstanding defender. I mean, actually, an all-league caliber defender. He can block shots, he can get steals, he can defend multiple positions, and I think he's got great speed at both ends of the floor.
And New York making a change here. Kings checked in. The dunk and the foul. Oh, a powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line.
That's his first personal foul.
That's on Jaden McDaniels.
Shooting for New York, King.
First minute and a half of basketball played here in the fourth quarter. Pass to Towns. Over Toppin. The Knicks pull it in. Kings got 5 rebounds tonight.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Passes it to Noel. Outside, Towns. The Timberwolves working the ball around now. On the wing, Miller. Toppin pulls it in.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
For Minnesota, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Driving in, and he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
And a hard finish there, guys.
Yeah, and only one hand needed for that one.
Sometimes that's all you need.
King, the pass to Quickly. Out to the wing, Knox. And the Knicks miss again. The Timberwolves have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Noel, no good. New York's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Now here's King. Defense is right there. Pass to Quickly. Back to King. Going inside. And the layup falls. Kings got 35 in the game.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
And Towns gets it to go.
Well, you got to respect and admire the focus of Towns. I mean, he just doesn't get rattled. He just stays with it, embraces the challenge, and keeps coming.
Oh, and one little pump fake, and he had all the time he needed to go hard to the rack.
It's one of the most reliable moves you can make, GA. So pretty when it works.
You had the feeling, guys, he was just eyeing the rim from the start. I mean, he was committed.
King outside. The dynamic, Greg, between players and officials is always interesting. With some players saying they think there's a lot of room for improvement. What do you think?
Well, we do see players getting teed up for simply making their case, and really the guys just want to play. So, yeah, you love to see a little bit more harmony out on the floor, and maybe we need to get those two groups together in the offseason to break bread and try to smooth over that relationship. He can be a forgotten man in their offense sometimes, but the D still has to keep an eye on him.
And he takes that one up and powers it through.
So good at getting to his spots and then cashing in, making the game look easy.
The pass to Towns. Towns, a screen on Burks. Here he goes. Burks pulls it in. And so it's Burks bringing it up now for New York. King inside. It's good. Kings got 41.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Towns, no luck. The Knicks have gone 6 of 9 on their field goal attempts since the start of the fourth quarter. King, that's good. Kings got 43 points.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
And how? I mean, they're taking this defense to task, taking them to school. Every one of their last 10 points have come in the paint.
Shots good by Noel.
He's got to be exasperated right now, fellas. I mean, playing excellent ball, but they're still losing.
Here's King. Kicks it to Toppin. Pass to Quickly. A second chance effort, and the rejection by Towns.
Aggressive defense from Towns there, staying all over the shot and getting a clean block.
Towns at the elbow. And they pick up 2. Towns has got 12 points in just the second half.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
You know, that's how it goes with him. I mean, his hot streaks, guys, don't last minutes. They last days.
And the rejection by Towns. Beyond the arc. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
King, the pass to Quickly. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
Inside, got a piece of it. Here's Noel. It's rebounded by Quickly. New York's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
The Timberwolves have gone through the fourth quarter shooting 50%, 7 of 14. Here's McLaughlin, quickly covering, and the call will be against Emmanuel Quickly.
That's his second.
That'll be his second foul of the game. And Greg, the league's in a great place for talent. So many incredible players just entering their primes. You excited where the league is right now headed?
Oh, my goodness, Kevin. Guys like Devin Booker, Luka Doncic, Donovan Mitchell. I mean, the list goes on and on. And a lot of these youngsters carrying their teams to great heights. Impressive to watch.
A new lineup here for the Timberwolves.
You know, Taurean Prince is not the guy you want to send to the foul line.
The Knicks making a switch here. Fournier is checked in.
At the line for 2.
He's perfect from the line. This time.
Well, I like the fact that Prince does a good job picking his spots. He's not a guy that forces things. Kind of lets the game come to him naturally.
Here's Randall. Reed with the rebound. Reed's got 4 rebounds in this game.
Julius Randle. That's his first personal foul. 15 foul.
First one falls for him.
And one thing about Naz, he knows how to play within himself.
You're absolutely right, Greg. He doesn't force shots. Rarely takes any shot that's contested. That's why his efficiency is so good.
Rose kicks to Toppin. Back to Rose. Fournier passes to Randall. And here's Burks. Randall with the ball. Passes it to Toppin. Outside Rose. Down to 5 on the shot clock. That's a 2 from Randall. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Outside Russell. We're seeing a lot of top high school players opting for the G League over college now, Greg. What's your advice to top young players on their path to the NBA?
And, well, Kevin, I think you just answered it. It's their path. And I don't think the same path is right for everybody. There are going to be a lot of talented young men and women who want to go to college for the experience, for the environment, for the networking, right? You're going to make some of the best friends you'll ever have on a college campus. Having said that, though, some kids aren't in the college, aren't in the school. They want to just go and pursue their passion and their craft, and that's why I think the G League and the developmental leagues that are out there are so good for these young players.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Knicks.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And so taking a look at their record, a nice milestone they'll be picking up tonight. 30 wins on the year now.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
It sure is. It's just a 2-gamer since they're in opposite conferences, and you can bet they'll take the same approach right into game 2 that they had tonight.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for the Bulldozer.
Boy, he was absolutely relentless at the offensive. In guys smelled blood and went for it.
Here's Russell, and again it's Minnesota converting.
Look, it's always great to get into a rhythm, but do it when it matters.
Now they're playing with urgency. They could have done it much earlier before the game was out of reach.
Randall finds Fournier. It's deflected. So no problem for New York as they get the win. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but the